Hello everyone, Robert Saunders here, and today I wanted to do a recording here. This one's going to take a few minutes around block storage expansion, APEX block when it's deployed with APEX Navigator. I've been asked a lot, Rob, how do I solve for storage expansion in the future? And Navigator will have this, my second bullet there. There's not a committed date from the product team, but it is on their roadmap, just no committed date yet. So to solve for it, we can do this very easily using some of the options that are brought forth with APEX Navigator. We're going to get some information there. We're going to get some information from PowerFlex Manager, and then we're going to go through those steps at the bottom there. We're going to look at AWS. We're going to get just a few IP addresses from either from PowerFlex or AIOps, and then we're going to use PowerFlex Manager to very easily do this in just a few clicks, simple steps. So let's take a look here. Let's get started. Very easy to do. But first, a quick refresher. What we're going to be expanding here out of those three boxes on the bottom is the SDS, the Storage Data Server. We're going to add one more of those to the cluster that we already have deployed in AWS. We deployed it with APEX Navigator. It's APEX block. We're going to add another storage data server to the cluster. So first off, the Dell PowerFlex 4.6 admin guide. There's the URL down there at the bottom. I know it's pretty long, but that is where the manual is, or the admin guide, if you want to follow along what we're going to be doing here regarding expanding the PowerFlex storage using the CSV file. It's very simple. That's why I wanted to do this video, so everybody understands how to do it. So first off, inside the AWS portal, I have a bunch of machines there. The one that's in the red box there, I already pre-built that one with a launch template. I'll show you here in a second. But the other five, including my jump host at the bottom and the SCG, are part of the current existing APEX block cluster that was deployed with APEX Navigator. So first, let's look at one of these instances here. Here I am in Dell APEX block instance number 1. Let's take a look at a few things here. There's the AMI that was used to create when APEX Navigator deployed it. There's all the volumes. We deployed a balance configuration. So with a balance config, we have 10 500 gig EBS volumes there that are attached to this compute instance. That was part of what I chose when I deployed with APEX Navigator. Back out to the list of instances. Let's look at the one that I called there expand, and let's drill into this one. This is the one that I created from the launch template, and there's the same AMI, and let's make a note of that 1.240 IP address because we're going to need that inside the CSV file here in just a few minutes. So if you're curious what the launch template looks like, let's also take a look at that. So here's the launch template I built. Let's drill into it and take a look. And again, you can have different versions. I've done a few different versions here, so I'm on to version 5. Again, there's the same AMI that's consistent. So this AMI is part of the launch template. That's how I built my expanded cluster node there that still is not part of the cluster yet, but you're going to see how we're going to do that in a second. So this is how I did the launch template. And of course, as part of this launch template, I did create the 10 volumes there, so all those will be attached when this machine deploys. And as with the balance deployment, it's a C5N 9X large. You can easily do that with the version tracker there and change the different types if you'd like. So first off, right over to APEX Navigator, I'm going to use APEX AIOps Observability to go get some information about the existing APEX block cluster that was deployed with APEX Navigator. So I'll go over here to Monitor Infrastructure. And I see Rob deploy block 15, perfect. So let's go over here to the Inventory tab. And then down at the bottom here, we have some more tabs. Let's go to Cloud Infrastructure. So real quick here, you see I have the instance ID, the type, there's that C5N 9X large again, and all those IP addresses. We can make a note here of those IP addresses. We're going to need them for our CSV file here in just a few short minutes. So now over to PowerFlex Manager. Here's another way we could probably get some of the same information. Resources, view details. Here we have the MDM information. Remember that from the metadata manager, we need to know the primary, the secondary, and the tiebreaker. There's the IP addresses right there. So we'll take a note of that. And then over to the nodes, in the single protection domain, we have 5 total SDS nodes right there. There's all of their IP addresses. 3 of those are actually also the MDM because this is a co-resident deployment. So that's perfect. We'll make a note of those IP addresses also. Now, let's go over to block device names just to take a look at the names of all the devices and how Linux lays those out. I have a box around one of the nodes there, .25, and you can see how everything's laid out. So now here is the expansion CSV configuration file. You can download this or you can get it from Dell support or the configure, or you can even build your own, super easy in Excel. So there's a few columns there. Very specifically, there are all the devices that we talked about earlier, and those also have to align with the same comma delimited list for the storage pool list over on the right. For this case, again, I have a balanced deployment, so I need 10 devices and 10 SP1 comma separated list, no comma at the end. There is that 1.240, that's the new IP address. Remember that from that expanded AWS instance. There's all the existing instances and the primary and the secondary and the MDM and the 2 extra ones. Remember, for a total of 5 SDS in our existing cluster. And then there's a separate section down here, storage pool configuration. Protection domain, storage pool, media type, the layout, and the padding. So pretty much there, it's complete. I have the IP addresses all set, ready to go. And now we need to download the PowerFlex software bundle. So you're going to get this from the support site. Here I'm at 4.6 at the time of doing this recording here. I'm downloading this bundle here, the complete software download, and I'm going to extract that zip file, 4.5.2, and this is for /15.4. That's the Linux version that the storage nodes are all using. I'll show you that here in a second. But you want to correlate the exact same bits that you download from the support site to the same. Now, if you deploy with Navigator, that's when it's going to be, so that's going to make it super easy. This download may take a while, so you can start that. There's the support site URL also right there. So you can start that download and get that going in the background. That's perfectly fine. Once it's downloaded, I unzip the folder and I'm going to be ready to upload the files that are in this folder that align again with the same Linux distribution that I have for my SDS nodes. That's 15.4. So I'll leave that off to the side over there, and just to confirm, I will SSH into one of the SDS nodes that I deployed up into AWS as Apex Block. And here again, we can see the IP address. We can see it's up in AWS, and we see SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 15 SP4. Of course, we see also just a few other details there. C5N 9X large. We know everything is consistent. Everything's in good shape right there from an existing storage cluster. And then again, just to confirm, that is the exact same bits that we're going to upload here into PowerFlex Manager in just a second. So now we're ready to expand. We're going to go over to PowerFlex Manager, and this is how easy it is after we've got those prerequisite steps done, which were not hard to do. We'll go to PowerFlex Manager, getting started. This is going to bring up this original pop-up screen here. And then over here on the left is this deploy with install file. So let's click on that and let's continue. So here are all the files inside that that unzipped file that I staged up, that I downloaded from the support site. I already pre-loaded them. It took just a couple seconds, but I browsed and already loaded it, so you can see all the files there. I highlighted all of them, and I'm loading all of them up. Super easy to do. That was the folder, remember, that we unzipped from the software site. So again, I already uploaded it, so I don't have to upload it again, but those are all the files there. They're all the green checkbox. Now I'm going to upload the configured CSV file. This is what we were reviewing earlier. So let's upload that. Click upload. Boom, there it is, done. Upload successful. Now we're going to confirm the agreement. Now we're going to review everything that we just put in the CSV file is going to show up here on the screen in just a second. I leave the optional settings alone. No need to tune anything there from an Apex block perspective. And here is all the CSV information in a graphical representation. The existing MDM, the SDS, that one in the middle there that I'm going to show in a second, is the one we're adding. So that one right there is exactly what we're adding. You can see the 1.240. Again, this is why we're tracking those IP addresses. This is the one we created in AWS, and now it's going to be added to the cluster. So at this point, we're just about done. We're going to click Finish, and the PowerFlex software will go off and expand the storage. So let's see what goes on here. So we kicked off the events. We can go over and monitor those events now. We see the operation is running. This does not take very long, by the way. This only takes a minute or two. Super fast. So again, back over to some of the events here just to kind of track and see what's going on. Takes just a little bit of time, and now we're going to browse over to block SDS. So we're waiting here. We see the 5 existing ones. We knew that was there. That's all perfect. We want to see the 6th one here in just a second. So I'll refresh again. Boom. There it is. 1.240. It's added, but we do see the capacities at 0. Well, PowerFlex is going through. Now it's adding this to the cluster. Now it's going to use all this storage and bring it into the pool. So we'll just watch this inflate here. There it goes. There it goes. And done. Another 500 gigabyte added to the cluster. That was super easy. Now we can confirm the devices. Also, we'll go to that 240 node. Everything looks good there. Everything came in exactly as we expected. Perfect. Back out to PowerFlex Manager. We can go again over to Resources and View Details. And just a different look at it, we can go over to the Nodes tab and look at the storage pool here inside the protection domain. We see we have 6. There's the 240 also. That was easy. Did not take very long at all. As long as you document the IP addresses of the machines, maybe build the launch template that I showed at the beginning here. Super easy to expand your storage of an Apex block deployment. Appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching.